friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I am very excited about today's video because Austen August is something that I have been thinking about for quite a few months. I did look up the hashtag on Instagram and it does look like there were 2 other years that people participated in somewhat of an Austen August, but there's less than 100 posts. So I'm hijacking the hashtag and adding to the fun. We are going to be doing Austen August in the month of August. I know many of you probably participated in Jane Austen July. That's awesome. I did not know about Jane Austen July until it was too late. So I had already been planning on my Austen August and I was gone for most of July. Regardless, here we are. I am going to talk to you about what I am going to be reading in the month of August, and I invite you to join me in reading some Austen in the month of August. Austen August. It just has a fun ring to it. There are no official challenges. This is not an official readathon. It is just pick up something Austen, Jane Austen, or Jane Austen related in the month of August. Sort of similar to Middle Grade March in that if you read one middle grade book, you participate. Same thing here. If you read one book by Jane Austen or about Jane Austen or about one of her books or an adaptation, you participate in Austen August. Easy peasy. Join in the fun. I am planning on reading one of her 6. I have these awesome editions. She wrote 6 books. Well, plus if you count Lady Susan, and there's another one that's like short stories, or Sandition, the unfinished novel. I don't own those ones. I just have her 6 main novels. I am going to be listening. Oh golly. I'm going to be listening to probably what is her most popular book, and that is Pride and Prejudice. It's been many, 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 many years since I've read this book. Last year I reread Emma. Earlier this year I listened to Persuasion, which is my favorite. And I really liked the experience of listening to it. So I'm going to be listening to Pride and Prejudice on audiobook through Hoopla, the free app through my library. So I'm very excited about that. I would recommend audiobooks for these 6. The writing is different. It's a little older and not as familiar, and sometimes takes a little while to get used to it. I think it's fabulous, and I love Jane Austen, and I recognize she's not for everybody, but I do recommend listening to an audiobook if you feel like the writing style is going to hinder you from reading and enjoying her books. So that's all beside the point. I recently did a video talking about books that I own that are about the life of Jane Austen, and I've chosen 3 of those to kind of keep out and prioritize during the month. I did choose the nonfiction A Walk with Jane Austen, A Journey into Adventure, Love, and Faith by Laurie Smith, about a woman who goes to take a class about Austen at Oxford, I believe. Kind of wants to shake up her ordinary life. Goes to take this class. It is captivated and becomes almost obsessed with Jane Austen's life and does this tour around England of places that were important to Jane Austen and in her novels, like Bath and Lyme, the Hampshire countryside, London, etc., etc. And then the things that she learns along the way. I just feel like this will be a nice change of pace from some of the fiction that I'd like to read this month. I also will be buddy reading The Jane Austen Project by Kathleen A. Flynn. I'll be buddy reading this with Rainey from Rainey Reads. This is a time travel book where 2 people from present day travel back to 1815, where they are to befriend Jane Austen, find this lost novel manuscript that they have wind of, but don't change anything in history. So it just sounds like a fun twist on learning about her life. And the 3rd book that I pulled from that pile is Just Jane by Nancy Moser. Nancy Moser is a Christian fiction author, and this is just a historical fiction about the life of Jane Austen. So I'm very excited to read this one as well. Then I have a few adaptation type books that I would like to read that are kind of on the top of my pile, but I'm not sure which ones I'm going to get to. Like I said, Persuasion is my favorite Jane Austen, and so I have here Persuasion, Captain Wentworth, and Cracklin' Cornbread by Mary Jane Hathaway. She has written 3 retellings of Jane Austen books. I did read Pride, Prejudice, and Cheese Grits and loved it. Just lighthearted, fun retelling Southern retelling of her stories. So I'm looking forward to this persuasion retelling. I also am very curious about other persuasion retellings. If you know of any, please let me know down in the comments below so others can see, and also I can look up some other persuasion retellings, because I know there's a few more out there. I just don't know what they are, and I'm very, very interested in reading them. So this is the only one that I have, so this is very high on my priority list for the month. Then I would like to read The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet by Bernie Sue and Kate Rorick, who are actors in the web series The Secret, or the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, which is fabulous. And I've watched through the whole thing two different times. I love the Lizzie Bennet Diaries, and I love Emma Approved, which is a retelling web series of Emma. Both of them are so well done and fantastic, and I highly recommend watching them if you haven't. And also, if you know of any other web series, particularly Jane Austen inspired, I would love to know about those, or any others. I used to watch web series quite a bit before BookTube days. That's actually how I found BookTube. But yeah, I haven't watched any in a couple years. So if you know of any other literary web series, let me know. Then I have two kind of Pride and Prejudice focused retellings, retellings. One of them is Dreaming of Mr. Darcy by Victoria Connelly. This is the story of Kay, who is an illustrator and a Darcy fanatic. She lives in the town of Lyme to finish a book where she's writing. It's called The Illustrated Darcy. And then a film company arrives to make a new adaptation of Persuasion, and she gets involved with a couple of the different characters. One of them she thinks she's in love with, but actually she connects better with a different one of them. So it's a little bit of a love triangle. I'm very excited about this one. It also is not in the greatest condition, this copy. So I want to read it because if I really like it, I will look for a better copy of the book and pass this one along, but I don't want to just get another copy if I don't really care about the book. So there's that one. And then one more that kind of has to do with reality TV. This is definitely not Mr. Darcy. Pride Takes a Hit in This Austen Misadventure by Karen Dornabus. Chloe Parker, the 39-year-old divorced mother, runs an antique letterpress business. She's a lifelong member of the Jane Austen Society, gushes over everything Regency, but her business is failing, threatening her daughter's future. What is a lady to do? So she somehow becomes a part of this documentary that turns out to be a reality dating show set in 1812. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Austenland. Yeah, she decides to take part in this 1812 Bachelor program, reality dating show type program. I love it. I'm totally down for it. So silly, sounds silly and light and fluffy, perfect for the end of the summer. So of these 8 books that I have specifically mentioned today, I know I'm going to be listening to Pride and Prejudice, and I know I'm buddy reading this one with Rainy from Rainy Day Reads. And then these ones are just going to kind of be out, but I'm also putting out all the others I already talked about, and I will be doing some other shelf spotlights with even more Jane Austen inspired books that are on my shelves. So we'll see what I end up reading by the end of the month. I clearly won't be able to read all of these, and I do have another TBR video that will be coming out in a day or two with all of my non-Jane Austen inspired books. So yeah, reading. There's a lot of reading that needs to happen in the month of August. I would love to hear from you if you think that you might participate in Austen August. Remember, even reading one Austen written or Austen inspired book means you're in. You've done it. You've won the readathon. And if you do happen to post a video or pictures on Instagram in any way, shape, or form, use the hashtag AustenAugust. I will be following that hashtag and I'll be able to see your posts. I really look forward to this month. I look forward to getting to some of these books that have been on my shelf for quite a while, rereading Pride and Prejudice, and just chatting with you guys about all things Austen during the month. I think that's it. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments below, and be sure to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you're going to do Austen August, and I'll be talking to you in another video very soon. Bye.